And we're back. Another episode of The Climb. I've got my lovely mother here, Lisa Garboski. Thank you for joining yet again.
Hello. Welcome to be back.
Great to have you. So when this airs, it'll be 2 weeks from one of our favorite events at Team Garbo that we like to participate in. Believe it or not, I think it's been 7 years. This will be our 7th year. 2017?
18.
2018. Okay, yep. 6 years.
Yep.
Anywho, we're talking about NAMI Stride for Mental Health Awareness. And it's important for us to highlight this episode because when we first started, we got initiated with NAMI Bucks County through this organization and their walk. And all the money was going towards proceeds for their educational programs. And ironically, the reason I found of NAMI was because my mother, a couple years prior, when I was going through my first hospitalization, took a class, 8-week program, NAMI peer-to-peer. And, fast forward to a couple years ago, we were nominated for Advocate of the Year, and the other award winner was Instructor of the Year, and it happened to be the instructor that my mom went to with her peer-to-peer. So, cool.
Family.
Go ahead, Mom.
Family to family. Peer-to-peer is what?
Family to family. I'm sorry. Peer-to-peer is me. Anywho, we thought it would be great to just shine light to their programs. And if you go to NAMI Bucks County or NAMIBucksPA.org, you can actually see that they have, free education. It's actually their main banner for October, 8-week programs, including family to family, peer-to-peer basics, and then they have a NAMI for everyone. So really, we want to just take a step back to recognize NAMI Bucks County and their Stride for Mental Health Awareness. They have made great strides themselves as an organization. But I think it's more important to hear about the experience you had, Mom.
Yeah.
How you ended up there. What was it like? And, how can you shine a light for others that might be in a similar circumstance? So
we were very fortunate to have Mark Casilica as part of our core group and who helped Dad and I. Mark is the father of one of AJ's very good close friends, Kristen. Anyway, he's the one who said, go to NAMI, they have a wealth of information. So I just Googled it and I saw this whole thing about family to family and I read about it. And I said, well, I'm going to do it. Like any parent, you want information. I did not have a lot of information on mental health. Turns out we all have some mental health issue. Mine is OCD. It is considered a mental illness. So that was one of the things I learned at Family to Family. It is, as AJ said, an 8-week program. It is free. I found a location that was near to me and that was late enough that I got home from work and could attend it. It is family members, whether it's your spouse, your sibling, your child, a cousin, whoever has, someone in their family that has a mental illness. And for me, I was striving and starving for information. And every week you would go there and they gave you a notebook, and the notebook, they'll give you like a chapter and you would go over that chapter. You would do sort of like work sessions too. We could break into smaller groups. We did a lot of that type of to support each other as well. And I remember it being very enlightening and also very sort of sad for me in a way, because I remember the very first thing I had to do was say, who was the person in my family who had a mental illness and how long? It was a matter of only months from when you were diagnosed to I went to this. And it was just sort of like saying, yeah, this is for his life. This is a lifelong, illness. And that's when I think it finally got to me. And I was like, wow, okay, now give me this information. And I was there with other parents. I was there with someone who had a sibling. And the class is taught by an instructor of someone who has a family member who also is mentally ill or grew up or is deceased now or is still around. And they are trained by NAMI to, run this course. And basically, again, it's a chapter. It gives you a place to put in hotline numbers, or it gives you hotline numbers. This is all stuff that when you first had your first manic episode, I wish we had. It was just sort of like, this was great. We were actually able to help a family friend by supplying similar information, and information Dad and I did not have at the time. So I do strongly suggest it. It was comforting to realize I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who has a son. I'm not the only one who has a family member. It was comforting to talk it out and how do you feel. It was comforting to come home and you be sitting there watching a hockey game with Kristen and Dad and saying, "Oh, so how was class tonight?" And I said, "Well, they said that it's, we should really have empathy for our family member." And then I turned to you and said, "No way." And then you laughed, you smiled, and I knew that was a road back for you, that we could kid around again. But it
that's
a lot.
Yeah, it's just listening it back in real time. It was kind of bizarre how it was a situation where you didn't know what was up, what was down, where to go, what to say, what to do. Even me leaving the hospital, it's like, okay, well, now what? I think more or less we were just going at it like one day at a time. And if one professional said one thing, well, that was the law. And if another one said another thing, that was another, experience. And so it was hard to make I guess, when you say, this is our forever, it's hard to do and understand that this is your forever when you don't understand the situation, not alone the illness, but the situation and the magnitude of, everything. I remember writing about so many people telling me what not to do. Not to go back to school, not to go ever play football again, not to leave, home, things like that. And it was until like you actually got more education where I felt like we were getting, our family was getting a grip of this, because I was really in a mindset to just power through at the time. But it was comforting that you kept coming back with more information, and really useful, like really taught you stuff. But the other thing that I took away was, I feel as it was really hard, but yet extremely supportive for you.
Right. And I know you've attended peer-to-peer, and actually one of the sessions was having someone who belongs to that group for people who have the mental illness to go talk with each other, group support. And we had one gentleman come in and so forth. And I was like, it was helpful to talk to someone, you call it recover, but has gotten on the right path with their illness. And again, any illness, you need a plan, and you need support, and you need knowledge. And that's what this class definitely gave to me, was knowledge. And, just so true that the most complicated organ in your body is your brain. One glitch, and it throws you off. So it was very informative, very helpful, to the point that, how you were saying, everybody's telling you not to do these things. I felt sort of bad after the 8 weeks. Everybody was going around the current situation with their family member. I had the best news. You were going back to school. You were going back to the football team. I felt bad in a way, but it was also made me feel really good, because the steps you took, the steps we took, were together. And we got you back on the path you needed to get back on. And that was to leave home again, to go back to college, to finish on time, to get back on the football team. All of that is you. So you needed that to get back to who you are.
Yeah. You did. Yeah. I relied a lot on you guys. Like I said, I was very blind to the process of just trying to take it day by day. But, it just took years for me to really grasp my own situation. And I think I'm really grateful for that, because luckily for me, my intentions and goals in life have put me on a positive path. While, some other people, that I've, been around, and certainly you've heard stories from, other people have had situations similar to yours, but your situation sometimes isn't as positive and moving in the right direction. So, yeah, I was lucky to have some intentions that, in order for me to ever achieve, I had to kind of walk the straight line. But I can't, frankly, like imagine what we'd be like without the information that you had at that point.
I
Even like going through the hospital and getting diagnosed, talking to a social worker, it just also was just such a surreal moment, of like what just happened,
right.
what's happening. I'm not going to say that everyone needs to do what you did, but I can't speak to what it would have been like. All I can say is I'm really grateful for you to get that information, because then it was readily available for me to take a look at it when it was time.
I also have to, and I said this in other videos, it doesn't matter the illness. I was lost when your grandmother, when you were younger, had her first stroke. My
Mm-hmm.
siblings are like, what? Never had someone have a stroke in the family. You did not have someone who was diagnosed with mental illness. You have to get informed, whatever
Mm-hmm.
way, shape, form. And it is all, no one's going to say, oh, I saw this one, I saw that. We know it's, anonymity, and it's all very well done. And it's not very high level that you won't understand. It was wonderful, and wish I had some kind of guidebook like I have now when you first went into the hospital. And so when you came out, that's definitely when I said, I've got to find something. I need to know more about this illness. I need to know more about how we go from here.
Yeah.
Family to family was the perfect outlet for me, because
Mm-hmm.
I love to read. I love knowledge. I will, uh, I don't mind getting educated by anyone. Just, let me know what needs to be done, how to do it, how to even talk, and what kind of a tone to have. And it was extremely helpful. And I know it helped friends of ours too,
Yeah.
to guide them as well. So you definitely need knowledge. And that was a perfect source for me at that time.
Yeah, and I love how you're also talking about yourself, because you've spoken with other people, other mothers, other fathers, other parents in similar circumstances, and at the end of the day, as a parent, you can only do so much.
Mm-hmm. And everybody's
And
situation is different too. So you can only give whatever guidance your personal experience was.
mhm. So I think I know the answer, but like, did that information almost put you at peace? That it was like, all right, like I'm glad I'm educated on this, because I don't want to be lost. I know there's only so many things that I can control, but what was that experience like?
I just thought the realm, of discussions from OCD to schizophrenia. I was like, yeah, those are all considered mental illnesses. It's not
Yeah.
the extremes, even some of the minor things in life. You know me, I go downstairs. I missed seeing one of your guys' pictures on my mantle. I said, "Where's the picture?" And they said, "Don't worry, you guys are giving me a Mother's Day gift. I know where everything is in my house should be." So
Hmm.
that's my thing. But no, I felt encouraged. I felt, sad also at times, because you hear this, and that some people's stories weren't turning out as well as yours did, or
Hmm.
well as yours was then, and how it's even better going forward. So, but I did come out of it saying, all right, well, now I know something. I know a little bit more than I did yesterday. I've learned a little bit more for going forward. And I did find it helped. And I did find it
Hmm.
helped talking. I did find it helped with this one person coming from peer to peer and talking. Um, I did feel it helped a lot. And it is the nicest situation I guess you can be in, with other people and talking about the same thing. That's a family member of yours, and all you want to do is help them. How can
Hmm.
you do that? And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just have to sit back and just be empathetic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Similar to peer to peer, but the support groups at NAMI, I remember I seek them out, and I was just fed up, and I just wanted someone that I can relate to.
Excuse me.
You, as well as I, we're both very blessed to have such great people, family, and friends. It's okay.
Allergies.
It's all right. But we both have very good support groups ourselves, but it's not like they know exactly how the situation is or how it goes through. So for me, it was like, I need to talk to someone who's bipolar.
Yeah.
Like I need to talk with someone who's like, I love all my friends, I love all my family members, but quite honestly, they don't know what I'm going through. And it seemed as if that was, something that you maybe didn't expect to get from the course, but got from it. That's like, really, value of itself.
Yes, no, definitely. The people there, they weren't just parents, like I said. There were some parents, and the illnesses were different. So, but there were some people that I could relate to there and didn't understand where they were coming from because we were in the same boat.
That's okay. Clear your throat. It's fine. All right. So, Mom, let me ask you, as you clear your throat, let me ask you this. How did you, Mark Caselica told you to find it, but how did you sign up online? Tell me the aspects of it. So someone, if they were interested, how they could find
As you
it.
said, I went to NAMI, the homepage. I found it there, and then I found where dates, times, locations, and I found something that was actually coming up. It was like around an October time period. I thought we did a September, October. It could have been an October, November time period. And it was at a local church. So I said, perfect. There were ones all around, but I found one that was near Newtown. So I wasn't like driving a lot either. So it went again, NAMI's webpage, their programs, it's all there for you. Their support is all written out there for you. You just click on, you find out what's convenient to you.
So how many people was in the group, give or take?
I think that was better. We had 10 in my group.
Got it. And so I'm guessing it was like maybe just like a circle, like a very inviting.
Yes. We had tables in a circle, so you could sit there, you take notes, write notes. We had cards with our names on them. We had breakout group. I think we had breakout. It has been since 2013, so I'm trying to remember exactly the format. But it was even very nice that the last meeting was sort of a going away party. It was a potluck. We all brought something and wishing each other. We talked about our family member and where they were at that time, at that current day. And then we sat down and broke bread together. So
that's awesome.
Very, very well instructed, but very informal at the same time, that you felt comfortable.
Comfortable.
Yes.
That's great. So, and at that time it was free too, right?
Oh yeah. Yes. Free.
Yeah. So the reason I say that is because everything that NAMI does is free for the person in need for free. Whether it's any of these classes, these educational classes, like the family to family, peer to peer, or they have specific online support groups, in person support groups, different things of that nature. And they even, still continue to do educational programs.
Right.
So we started 6 years ago with, actually Team Garbo was once first started at a fundraising team. And it was really a weird, sentimental time for me, but I kind of realized that I wanted to do more. I was feeling good after, I believe it was my second hospitalization, and I wanted to give back. And so I got involved in a couple organizations, and Team Garbo was formed as a fundraiser. And the next year we were a full nonprofit and been giving money to NAMI Bucks County ever since. So since then, the inception of Team Garbo has also been a cataclysmic moment for NAMI Bucks County. They were in a, they had a few classes. They were in a basement of a Warminster office building. And now they have, I believe 2 stories that they're bursting out of the seams from in Warrington. They're in they have so many classes, educational classes, support groups, you name it. And so their event, October 6th, is a huge one, and one we are honored to be a part of. And so I'm really happy that, I think every small action of my journey has happened for an opportunity or for a reason. I can't say that I wouldn't be here without it, but it would be really difficult. And I can't imagine, we'd be here without this, support of NAMI. And, there's some individual efforts too from the NAMI staff that have been really helpful on my journey as well. And, I encourage everyone not to just check out the support groups or the peer-to-peer, family-to-family educational programs, but donate to NAMI. Go to NAMIBucksPA.org. You're going to see front page about the educational programs. And then if you scroll down, you'll see 2024 Stride 5K Walk. I promise you, they put every dollar to good use. They have ever since we've been involved. We're proud to be partnered with them, if you want to call it that. And, a large portion of the money we fundraise goes to them every year. And we try to stay consistent with that because they do such a great job.
They're a wonderful group, especially like I said, we have some connections there that I can go to them from people asking, not even local, what should we do? And they'll give us a good connection for that person in that state, in that town. Where is the local NAMI Bucks or NAMI organization for them? What are the best groups, best hospitals, etc.? They are extremely helpful, and they deserve everybody's support because they do nothing but give support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think out of all the chapters of NAMI, I think they're up there. NAMI Bucks is one of the best. So consider that if you're a Bucks County resident, to be proud of that. And anything else to add, Mom? I think this was great getting a deeper dive in your experience.
No. Again, it was wonderful to get this resource by hearing it from one person. And then when we got involved as Team Garbo, I thought that was a great way for us to, at least for me, to pay back the help from them.
Yeah, absolutely. As much as we can. It's worth every penny. All right, everyone. Well, listen, I'll say it again. NAMIBucksPA.org, 5K Stride 2024. It's at the bottom of the page. You're going to pass the banner about the family-to-family, peer-to-peer classes. So if you know anyone that would be interested in those, I highly suggest that. And if you have any extra money to give, I can't think of a better cause than NAMI Bucks County. So, all right, Mom. Thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for watching.